Hi. I just wanted to give you all some hope about alpha gal syndrome. If you or somebody you know or someone in your family has been diagnosed with alpha gal syndrome, it is terrifying. First, I wanted to just let you know about my experience with alpha gal syndrome. Hi, my name is Emily Penton. And 6 years ago, I was able to resolve my symptoms of bipolar disorder and multiple sclerosis eating fatty beef. And it was at the beginning, I would have, chicken and salmon and all the things, any kind of meat, pork, bacon. And I just slowly over time realized that I felt best on beef only. And so this was coined by Michaela Peterson as the lion diet. So I've been eating the lion diet for over 6 years. Like I said, resolved my bipolar disorder symptoms, resolved my multiple sclerosis symptoms, and I lost 120 pounds. So all was well. And then I have noticed that for the past 2 to 3 years, I just haven't felt right. Something has felt off. And I knew it wasn't bipolar disorder, and I knew it wasn't multiple sclerosis, but I didn't know what it was. And then this year, I think it was September 1st of this year, I woke up and my lips were starting to swell and they were starting to ooze. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just absolutely bizarre. And then by September 30th, no, September 15th, so that was 15 days, 2 weeks, my lips had swollen up 5 times the size of my lips normally. So this is what I look like normally, and this is what my lips looked like. And it looked like I was on one of those like botched, plastic surgery shows, or that I had had just like too much Botox. And then you can see also in my eyes were just so irritated. I could feel it in my nasal passages, in my ears, in my throat, and my throat started closing up. And so I went to, originally I went to the ER, didn't get any answers. I went to my local doctor and she asked me the question, what did you have yesterday to eat? And I was like, ground beef. And she was like, okay, what did you have the day before that to eat? Ground beef. And then she said, I'm going to test you for alpha gal syndrome. And of course, I rolled my eyes and I was just like, whatever, like, okay. And the test came back positive. And in those 12 hours, right after I got that test result, I could feel my entire world crashing in on me. Sorry. Because the food that I had had that had brought me so much healing and so much vibrancy and so much life and mental clarity, I'm now allergic to? What kind of a sick joke is this? But I knew that if I could navigate and find through the path of the mental illness hell that I was in with bipolar disorder, and I could resolve multiple sclerosis, I can find a solution to alpha gal syndrome. So I went back to basics to my one of my very first books of the carnivore diet, and I was like, okay, what did I do at the beginning? And at the beginning, I was eating fatty chicken thighs because it was that fat that was so important to me to get that in my brain. And so I just went back to eating fatty chicken. I added in eggs successfully because I wasn't able to add them in originally. So now I have like a dozen to 18 eggs a day. And then I have a plate of fatty chicken wings or chicken legs with the bone in. And I was terrified at first because I wanted to make sure that my mental illness didn't slip and my physical illness didn't slip. But thankfully, it's been I would say about 3 weeks now that I've just been on the chicken and the eggs, and I'm adding in salmon too, because that's also a fatty, meat. And I'm making it, I'm getting through it. Ironically, the transition from the lion diet to now incorporating chicken and eggs, well, not incorporating, but stopping the beef and just eating chicken and eggs, I was so hungry. Like I wanted to eat my hand. I could not get satiated. And so it was like almost like the difference when you go from being a carb and a sugar burner to being a fat burner, and using that as your fuel source. Like my brain just had to switch, or my body had to switch from being fueled on fatty beef to being fueled on eggs and fatty chicken. And eventually I normalized out, and I still can't get back to eating once a day, which is fine. I eat 3 times a day now instead of once a day. But I want you guys to know that there's hope. Even if you're carnivore, even if you're lion diet, there is hope for you to navigate through alpha gal syndrome. Not going to pretend like it's fun. It was absolutely terrifying, especially when my throat was closing up. They prescribed me with an EpiPen. So in case like I go somewhere and they accidentally cook my chicken in beef tallow and I have an anaphylactic reaction, I can stab myself with the EpiPen and, not die. My experience with alpha gal is actually very mild compared to other people's. Even though my lips swelled up really big, it wasn't nearly as bad as some people who have to go basically call 911 and go to the ER, and some people even lose their lives because they have something that causes an allergic reaction that makes them to stop breathing. And so I just wanted to give you guys hope because I'm not going to fear the food that healed me. I'm going to find a solution. I'm going to find a way to get through all of this. I have been doing my own research also, and I have found two acupuncture methods that I'm going to be able to incorporate as well. Unfortunately, they have a long wait list because alpha gal is huge right now. I think Oklahoma is number one, Arkansas is number two, and then Missouri, where I live, is number three. And if you look at the alpha gal map, it is just like all over Missouri. And I got tick bites. I get tick bites all the time. I've got them my whole life, but I know specifically I got a tick bite in 2021, and then I got a tick bite this summer. And they also are showing now that alpha gal can come through with chigger bites. And as you guys know, if you follow my story, that I ground every day. So I'm not going to be afraid of nature. I'm not going to be afraid of the forest. The forest is my home. I'm not going to be afraid of getting out in the sunshine and getting my bare feet on the ground. And I'm not going to be afraid of alpha gal because I know that any challenge is there to make me better, to make me able to find another solution. And so right now, my solution is eggs and fatty chicken and eventually salmon. And that's okay. That's not the end of the world. The greatest part is that's nowhere even close to where I was in 2018 when I was about to go into the psych ward or into the nursing home or take my own life. And when I was 120 plus pounds. So, no matter what your circumstance is, even if you can eat other foods besides chicken and eggs, I just want you to know that there's hope. I want you to know that there is always a solution. You just have to stop, take a deep breath, and quiet the noise, quiet the world falling in on you, and remember that your body is wonderfully and fearfully made and that there is a solution there. So I hope this helps. I'm probably going to be talking more about this because I think that it is very important for people to know that there's answers. Unfortunately, I went to an alpha gal syndrome Facebook group and it was a nightmare because they were like, hey, I found out that you can eat the blue bag of Doritos, and this is the brand of ramen noodles that you can have. And I'm like, no, like, this is not the answer. So I'm excited to be able to share with you guys my story. I obviously wish this had not happened to me. But you know what? Those ticks chose the right girl to bite because I am going to find a solution to this and I am going to help you and your family and your friends to find a solution for Alpha Gal. And it's, go ahead, do your best. It's not going to take us down. So thanks for listening. Email me if you have any questions. It's Emily at innerclaritysystem.com. And as soon as I can, I will answer your questions and come along for the ride. Talk soon.